Hi friends, welcome back to our channel where we share fun stories about a little girl named Lily and her family. Click the subscribe button now to get notifications of all of our new stories. She was throwing a ball and Lucky, her little dog, was bringing it back to her. They were having so much fun until suddenly Lucky stopped bringing the ball back. Then she shouted, "Come on, Lucky, give me the ball," and sure enough, she saw Lucky trying to grab the ball. He managed to push it out of the opening and Lena quickly grabbed it. But when she turned to call her dog, she realized he wasn't coming back. She checked everywhere, under the slide, behind the tree, and even inside the sandbox, but she couldn't find Lucky anywhere. It was a small opening in the wall at the edge of their garden. It was almost like a secret passageway that led to the street. Lucky loved to go there and bark at the cars driving by. Lena didn't want him to go there because it was dangerous, but he did it anyway. She felt like crying. "Lucky," she called again, but he still didn't come. "I think we need to look in the neighborhood. Maybe he managed to come out of the opening and is hiding somewhere nearby," her dad said. They had been here before when Lucky had gone missing last time. The owner of the shop, Mr. Williams, was a kind man who always gave them some food and water for Lucky. She knew exactly what she had to do. She needed to tell her parents. "Lucky," she shouted and ran inside. There he was, sitting quietly in the corner. Then he turned to Mr. Williams and said, "Thank you so much for taking care of Lucky. We really appreciate it. Now come on, let's go home," Lena's dad said. Lena was so happy to see him. She ran to him and hugged him tight. "Oh, Lucky, I thought I'd never see you again," she said. He was licking her hand as if he knew how much trouble he'd caused her. "Thank you for helping me find him, Dad. You are my hero," she said. Lucky started barking loudly. Lena looked around to see what had scared him, but she couldn't see anything. She carefully pulled the kitten out of the bushes and cradled it in her arms. She carried the kitten to the house and fed it some milk. The kitten was so grateful that it purred loudly as Lena stroked its fur. Lucky started licking the kitten, and Lena could see that it was scared and hungry. Then she noticed a small movement in the bushes. She took a closer look and saw a tiny kitten struggling to free itself from the thorns. "Don't worry, Lucky. I'm not mad at you," she said. "I'm just glad you're home." Lena named her Mittens and she and Lucky became best friends. They played together every day, and Lena knew that she would never be bored again. She kept calling him for a long time, but there was no answer. "He's gone," she said sadly. "Oh my goodness, don't worry, sweetie. We'll go and find him right now," her mom said. She hugged Lena and then went outside with her and her dad. They played together every day, just like before. But now Lena was even more careful. She knew that Lucky was a good dog, but sometimes he could be a little too adventurous for his own good. She promised herself that she would never let him out of her sight again. "You don't have to thank me, sweetheart. I'm always here for you." She opened the door and shouted, "Mom, Dad, come quickly. You have to help me. I'm so glad you're okay," she said. "We were so worried." Her mom and dad were sitting in the living room watching TV. When they heard her shout, they immediately turned off the TV and asked, "What happened, Lena? Why are you crying?" She couldn't see Lucky, but she could hear him barking. He must be there, she thought, but how could she get him out? She tried shouting his name, but he didn't listen. She tried throwing the ball, but he didn't come. She tried everything she knew, but nothing worked. Lena looked at him and asked, "What's wrong, Lucky? Are you not having fun anymore?" But Lucky didn't answer. He just kept staring at something on the other side of the garden wall. You can also leave a comment and we'll try our best to reply to as many comments as possible. So let's begin. Lena and her dad were playing in the garden. Curious, Lena went to take a look. On the other side, there was a narrow opening between the wall and the ground where Lucky could have slipped through. They walked past the supermarket, the school and the park, calling Lucky's name. But he didn't answer. Lena was starting to lose hope. Maybe her dad was right. Maybe Lucky had managed to run away from home. Oh no, I hope he didn't go there, Lena said worriedly, because that place was dangerous. There were cars driving by every minute. She moved the blankets and pillows, but there was nothing there. She looked behind the curtains. Maybe he was hiding behind them. She pulled them apart and peeked inside, but there was nothing there either. It was all so dark and narrow. She couldn't see anything beyond the opening. She was very upset. Lena had loved Lucky ever since she got him as a puppy. They played together every day and went on long walks in the park. She knew she needed to do something to save him. Thinking quickly, Lena took the ball and threw it over the wall. She looked around to see if there was any way she could reach him, but she couldn't find one. First, she checked under the bed. Maybe he was hiding there. Sometimes when she was in trouble, her parents would hide her under the bed. Then she went outside to look in the garden. Suddenly, Lena remembered that there was another place where Lucky liked to go. So Lena ran to the opening and looked inside. She was so upset that she started crying. She sat down on the ground and asked herself what to do. Then she wiped her tears away and stood up. So Lena ran to the house as fast as she could. "I can't find Lucky. I think he's stuck in the wall opening and he's scared to come out," she said between sobs. They looked around to see if they could find Lucky, but he was nowhere to be seen. And so the three of them went out into the street. After walking for an hour, they finally reached the small shop at the end of the street. As they approached the shop, Lena suddenly heard a familiar bark. Her dad smiled and patted Lucky on the head. "Good boy, Lucky. You scared us half to death," he said. "It was no trouble at all," Mr. Williams replied. "I'm just glad you found him." As they walked home, Lena held Lucky's leash tightly. She was so happy to have him back. When they arrived home, Lena's mom gave her a big hug. "Me too," Lena replied. She looked down at Lucky. Then she turned to her dad. Her dad smiled. From that day on, Lena never let Lucky out of her sight. One day, while they were playing in the garden, "Oh, no, I have to help her," Lena said. "Don't worry, little kitten. I'll take care of you," Lena said. From that day on, the kitten became part of their family.